What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff. So I've changed hotels now, and yeah, we're going to talk about this Craig Wright Vitalik squabble that's taking place. So if you don't know who Craig Wright is, he's the supposed uh, Satoshi Nakamoto, at least he claims to be. And then Vitalik is the creator. So we're going to go over that and see what else is going on. And I asked you guys on Twitter here what you'd like me to talk about. So you guys want to talk about light pay, uh, bull runs? Okay. Yeah. So can you guys hear me? What time is it where you guys are watching from? All right. We got 4 likes, 26 viewers. Cool. So, um, yeah, I guess it's early in the morning where you guys are at. So it's not so early where I'm at. Um, yeah. So Vitalik, he's calling out. Did you guys see the video where Vitalik called out Craig Wright and said, basically this fake this guy, this fraud? And now Craig Wright has responded. If you guys go on to Twitter, he's saying that he's broke Vitalik. So what's going on? Discuss anything about XVG speculative partnership. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Verge on this one. 515 in Greece. Okay. So yeah, if you guys you guys got to check this out. What's going on Twitter? But so I'm having this conversation with people in Southeast Asia. I went out for dinner here. I just had some Thai food, and the guy that I was sitting next to, he was from the UK, and we were talking about virtual currencies. And I like to get into these conversations because I advocate for cryptocurrency. It seems like every time we get into these conversations, people feel like the ass or Bitcoin is a high risk asset, right? So, uh, Anton Katner said Craig Wright is not dumb. Okay, yeah. So Craig Wright, I don't know if I don't think Craig Wright's dumb either, but neither's Vitalik. So the situation that's going on between those two, Vitalik's a highly intelligent person, and if he's not the only one who's called Craig Wright a BS artist, you know. So, but yeah, when we get into these conversations with people, it seems like we always end up going down the same path. It's always Bitcoin's highly speculative, it's volatile, it's gone down, they're concerned about that. But then they always end up saying, but blockchain is genius. And so we've had that. Can we talk about privacy coins? Privacy coins, yeah, I mean it's privacy coins. I personally like Dash right now. I don't know what XTC is. Uh, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, as far as privacy coins go, I like Monero right now. I like Dash. I think PivX has still got a future. But privacy coins, it's the same thing that this guy was talking to me about when I was having dinner with him. He was talking about the issue with the government regulating. This is a big concern for people, is the government stepping in and regulating the market, mostly under the 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 concern that there's money laundering taking place. So governments are concerned about money laundering and tax evasion. So those two things right there have got the government are on the government's radar. Blockchain is a little value without crypto. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, that's why I brought it up to him. I said, well, what do you think about the asset class of cryptocurrency? Even if you think that Bitcoin is going to get shut down, what do you think of the asset class? And we talked about how we consider the asset class of cryptocurrency to be a hybrid between where it combines the store of value, the it, the forex markets, currency arbitrage. It's got that kind of. I'm not going to say stocks because then we go into the securities discussion, but it's like a hybrid, and it does more than just that. So the asset class of cryptocurrency makes complete sense. Why would they want to shut that down? I mean, it would be an evolutionary asset class. We don't always have to keep the same asset classes for years, you know. Okay, Bitcoin will never get shut down. Yeah, I mean, he's saying that Bitcoin is like potentially, because it's not owned by anybody, it's potentially a government's the enemy of the governments and being used for that was this man's argument. But he's probably, no different than just having a conversation here on YouTube. Okay, so you guys are asking why you're not getting these notifications from us. It's because you probably don't have the bell on. If you turn on the bell, you should be getting notified that these videos are happening. So turn on that bell and you'll get the notification that we're going live, and then we can open up the discussion. Yeah, we don't do price predictions. So Encash price prediction, not going to happen. Lake Tahoe. What time is it in Lake Tahoe, Crypto Doggy? Oh, BitDegree. Yeah, BitDegree. Wow, man, that thing went from what, 45 cents to 3 cents. It seems like, I mean, it seems like BitDegree could be the next Udemy. I mean, it's got a long ways to go, but I don't see why BitDegree at 3 cents would be a bad buy. Do I think Kincoin is a scam? No, I don't think Kincoin's a scam, but we just heard news about Centra today. I mean, Centra, there was a time where I thought that had potential to be a legitimate card. But then when you get to know, that's why you have to get to know these founders, these people behind the scenes, because you never know what their intentions are. Just because they put something on the website, that's what they basically got busted up for, is because they were saying they had a partnership with Visa. I think they said they had a partnership with MasterCard. And, Floyd Mayweather had actually promoted that particular cryptocurrency for them, and they raised $32 million. But they said that they were doing something that wasn't actually happening. So the SEC stepped in and got those guys. But I mean, it's a shame that why are they doing that kind of stuff, and why are people doing that in the space? Because that's the kind of stuff that causes problems alongside all the bickering that's taking place. If Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto and Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, is calling out Craig Wright, that's kind of weird, right? The founding, but is Craig Wright Satoshi Nakamoto? I mean, that's a question that we can ask you guys. Is Craig Wright Satoshi Nakamoto? Yeah, the consensus in May. Is anyone going to the consensus in New York? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the dates are March 14th through the 16th, or May 14th through the 16th. Bobby Crypto, Jeff, I prefer your voice sound on the AB channel. Well, yeah, I appreciate the fact that you like my voice, but we're going to have more people definitely doing videos, and they will be very useful videos. Those people that will be. Do you know much about nodes and master nodes online, the coins? I mean, we can do a video on nodes and master nodes. That keeps coming up quite frequently. So thanks, John Hill, for the super chat. $4.99. Wow, you guys are very kind. What do you think of the Litecoin debacle? Seemed very suspect to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that people. I don't think Charlie Lee intentionally tried to hook and bait you guys into or us, me too, into thinking that Light Pay was going to roll out. I think that they got themselves in too deep. The market went down, and they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! This can't work. This can't work. We don't have the infrastructure to uphold this." And then the whole thing fell out. And I think it's, instead of calling it a scam, I would call it a lack of proper planning, because people see big money, they see dollar signs, and they dive right in. It's kind of like us as investors, right? We we I mean, Eric Voorhees, he's a great guy to follow. Eric Voorhees, follow him on Twitter. He said this. He said, if you invested in cryptocurrency in December and you're all butthurt because the price is down here in March, April, I mean, this is quoting him. He said, you might as well just get the heck out of cryptocurrency because you're unrealistically investing. And I kind of chuckled when I heard that, because I was like, man, 4 months. If you bought in December and you're in April and you're expecting a Lambo, or you're upset because the market's going like this, because that's what crypto does, it's highly volatile. But I laughed when I saw it. So you can check him out, Eric Voorhees, ErikVorhees. He's a good guy to follow on Twitter. Is Binance Coin a hedge against volatility? I don't know about that. I'm not going to say that. I mean, Binance Coin, I look at exchanges as kind of like the closest thing we have to a bank, even though they're not banks. Okay, so investing in a large exchange like Binance, I personally have some Binance coins for sure. I'm impressed with CZ, but you know what I've seen in this market is there's not a single person, including myself, or anyone that was put on a pedestal that was able to uphold that sort of uh, persona, right? Whether it be Charlie Lee. Charlie Lee, he was once a hero. Now he's a villain, right? Even me, people really liked me back in December. And then in January or February, you know, they kind of were like, oh, even right now, I still get comments from people who are saying, oh, whatever, Jeff, you're just talking nonsense, you know, and I get it because that's what happens. Like, so I don't want to be, I don't want to be held too high or low. I just want to be even keeled. Of course, you're going to have your trolls and your haters, but and me personally, as a professional or whatever I mean, am I a professional? I don't know, but I've just got to accept the good with the bad. But we've seen that happen with everybody. Roger Ver, he was once the Bitcoin Jesus. Now he's hated, right? So Vitalik, I mean, Vitalik hasn't really been hated ever because he's too smart to really hate, right? Um, hey, thanks, Dominic, for saying that. KuCoin delisted Bitcoin Cash. What do you think about that? Well, Bitcoin Cash is not getting the volume, and that's an issue for Bitcoin Cash, and that's big. That's a big thing. I mean, that's huge, and that's Craig Wright's coin right there, right? Hey Jeff, did Steve from Altcoin Buzz used to run a channel called Free Radio Revolution on YouTube? I don't think Steve ever ran that, but I cannot comment on that. I think the reason there is hate, all these people didn't get the Lambo they were expecting. Yeah, and that's why I think that Eric was saying, like, we don't really need these people who are just trying to take advantage of a system, get a quick buck, get a quick Lambo, and roll out. You know, it's like they wanted their Lambo, they didn't get it, so now they're sour. And I think that's what he's saying is those kind of people, they're just toxic to the space. Uh, you know, I don't, I think it's all good, but um, I'm saying it's all good that they're there, but they just have to, I think they're going to have to mature, and everyone has to mature. I had to go through my phase of learning what life was really about and realizing that there's no such thing as easy money. And you know, you got to get out there, you got to do your due diligence. And right now, if we're looking at Bitcoin, I mean, we're in a very risky market. It's high risk, high reward. So the second you buy your first coin or sign up to your first exchange, you have to realize that money you're putting in there, there's no guarantee any which way, okay? I'm disappointed because I couldn't afford the upgrades for my Lambo, only the base model. Okay. I don't believe in this run. The volume is too low. It can easily turn into a Red Sea. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this before where it goes green and they call that a dead cat bounce, right? Where the market goes up and then all of a sudden it's like you check it the next day. I mean, if we have a sustained run, right? I think I checked this here on CoinDesk, acid test as they're calling it. Bitcoin must break 7,800 for bull reversal. So they're calling on a $7,800 Bitcoin. If you see that, I mean, this is just TA. The last time we saw this TA was 11,500, and that didn't live up to it. The second it hit 11,500, the market dumped. So that was supposed to be the magic number. What's going on, Esteban? Did you buy a lot more Bitcoin Cash lately? No, I have not. I've actually been holding off on Bitcoin Cash. Even though I said I was going to consider buying it, I have not actually stepped into Bitcoin Cash because I think it's still going to continue to fall back. And I have, if you want to know completely how many, I think I have two Bitcoin Cash, two full Bitcoin Cash. That's my hedge against Bitcoin, right? So I'm somewhere around 1 or 2 Bitcoin myself. Not a lot, right? But I mean, it's like I always use the football analogy. If you have a awesome running back, it's always good to have a backup running back who can fill in, right? So that's kind of where Bitcoin Cash comes in. Although there's no real reason to suggest that even if Bitcoin were to collapse or go down, that Bitcoin Cash would necessarily be the people's choice, because a lot of people, from what I'm hearing, they're saying watch out for the sleeping giant, the real sleeping giant to take over the market, and that's Ripple, because they're loved by banks and all that stuff. So you have to keep an eye on that. Is so I guess if the hypothetical Bitcoin were to, for whatever reason, we're not saying it's going to happen, but if it were to happen, it was to lose its top spot, who would replace it? Would it be Litecoin? Would it be Bitcoin Cash? Would it be Ripple? Would it be Ethereum? Would it be Cardano? Would it be one of these other dApps? I mean, that's the thing. Car Vertical. I still like Car Vertical. I think that all of these projects have to get validation with their use cases, including Car Vertical. We're still so early to the game, guys, that we still got a long ways to go. I mean, yeah, smash up the likes. You're right. Yeah, 65 likes. That's good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the support. The sleeping giant is IOTA. Now, I do like IOTA for the smart city sensors and all that you guys were talking about. Wow, went from 65 to 82. Thanks, everybody. Seriously, that's cool that you guys respond to those, because that just helps get it out. So Alizra Husseini is watching from Iraq. Awesome. I didn't know they had YouTube in Iraq. Whoa, 118 likes? Whoa, we went from 65 to 118. So you guys are awesome. Ember Coin. Okay, so if we're going to talk about Ember Coin, let's talk about that, because so I think it was like December, right? So I made a video. I said, all right, guys, I'm taking a gamble on this coin. I'm putting in like a fraction of a Litecoin that I have just laying around. I absolutely totally announced that it was a gamble and that we're not selling the farm to go in on this coin. So we did. That coin, whether it was because of something that our channel did or our community got behind, that coin shot up in price like the next day, like crazy. I actually was out like camping or I was out relaxing, going around, uh, taking it easy, because I don't just sit in front of a computer 25/8. And I went out there, and the next day, I come back around, and I came back into service range, and that thing had been like, it shot up like, I think over like 1,400%. And everybody's like, Jeff, what's going on here? What's going on here? And I'm like, whoa, I don't know. And I'm like, whoa, I'm just going to hold this coin because I have no idea what's going on. And I don't want anything to do with selling at the all-time high. Like, seriously, that thing went up. I probably went from like a fraction of a Bitcoin to or a fraction of a Litecoin to like a full Bitcoin with how much that thing went up. I didn't sell it. I didn't touch it. I didn't want anything to do with it because I knew it was a pump. And I don't know what had happened, but that community, so a bunch of people got stuck with like $15 worth of Ember coin, and including myself, $15 to $20, something like that. I don't know the exact investment, but then then they get delisted from Cryptopia, which has happened a couple times, right? Then the next thing we know, two months later, I'm checking because I don't really pay attention to this. This is not an investment that I made. It's like a gamble. It's like money that I already put in the slot machine and it was gone. I don't check it. I'm like, people are asking me, hey, Jeff, what happened to Embercoin? I'm like, checking on Coin Market Cap and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, okay. So I contact their community. I'm like, guys, what the heck? Where's your coin? Where all these people investing in your coin? Why is your coin not on there? I'm getting a whole bunch of like this. They're like pointing the other way. And I'm like having Skype chats with them. I'm like, look, that's a huge dunderheaded move right there. And they're like, well, the founders are no longer on the project. And look, I talked to the guy. He seems like a decent guy. He seems like he's trying to get something figured out, but I didn't. That's the thing. Like these small cap coins, you got to watch out for them. Even if you're gambling, I mean, there's a couple coins on there that you could get into, but those are so speculative. I mean, you just the second you do that, you're throwing your money away. You might as well not even look at it. And if you hit it's like a lotto ticket. If you hit the lotto with that, then you hit the lotto. Like I can name them right now: Rimbit, B3 coin, Ember coin. You touch any of those, that's a lotto ticket. What I mean by that is the odds of winning a lotto ticket are very small. No, I'm not in Singapore. Heck yeah, sell the news. Um, that's the thing with the news. I mean, we've seen that. One of the things that I'm reading in the book by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. So when I fly from place to place, I have my Audible, my earbuds in, and I'm listening to Audible, Trading in the Zone with Mark. I think it's Mark Douglas. Yeah. And one of the things that he talks about is you'll never see the same market conditions repeat itself. So yeah, there's historical data, but what we saw in December, we'll probably never see that same kind of market condition the same way that it looked then now. Or again, like every time the market evolves, it's not identical, it's not similar. So to we can't really like right now we haven't really seen this kind of climate. Yeah, we could say, well, last tax season it did this, last Chinese New Year it did that, and you could go off of that and you can point towards that in helping you to understand your forecasting. But the odds of that market repeating itself in an identical way, we have to be realistic about that. Okay, ETN. You guys are always asking me about ETN. I hold all of my ETN, and I am just about as pissed off or irritated about that as you guys are. But I'm like, ETN, we'll see where ETN. I just whatever I got with ETN, I'm just holding that for a year, and we'll check back in a year. And if it's gone, it's gone. If it's gone to the moon, then it's gone to the moon. But can we just leave the ETN stuff down? Between Verge, ETN, and uh what's the other one? Tron. You guys love those three. See, I just got a question from GA. He's asking, what do you think about Tron? My pillow's moving? Are you trying to get me to look back and see what's going on with that? Who said that? AON Enterprise. No. If my pillow is really moving, then I'll have to watch that. So at whatever point this is. Yeah, smash up the likes. 168 likes. I don't think ETN's dead. Are you the main guy in altcoin buzz? You look different than I expected, JR says. We're actually looking to make altcoin buzz like a decentralized media. So yeah, I'll still be around to make videos and all that, but the goal is to make this into a community where it's not centered around any particular individual. But I'll carry the weight that I have to for now, and I'm totally cool with carrying the weight and doing these kind of videos and keeping the conversation going. But at some point, I'd like to have more and more people come in, and it could be some of you guys even. I mean, we've taken on calls from you guys, and it's been great. Why isn't Tron moving at all? Like WTF? Well, I mean, that's the whole thing with hype. It's a hype coin. And like they were saying, and Josh was saying this. He was saying that the market's not down. It was just extremely overvalued. That's what Josh was saying. So, I mean, even if we look at if we look at the current market capitalization for the entire cryptocurrency market, and we look at market cap, right? So you have market cap. When was the last time we had this? We're at late November levels here. So we're at late November levels here. That's 4 to 5 months ago. We're not really that far down if you consider 4 to 5 months ago. Uh, so and in crypto, man, I guess you could say time moves really slow, but at the same time, it's also moving pretty quickly. Like I was just like thinking, flashing back on January. So when the market goes down, time moves fast. When the market goes up, time moves slow. That's best way I would explain it from my perspective. Dennis Markakis by June, $1.2 trillion market cap. That's what he's saying. Hi, Jeff. EOS versus ETH. Thoughts? I think they're both pretty good. Mike Novogratz is invested in both of them. I think that I think EOS might be able to get you a little bit better return, especially if it ends up pulling out. So why is Novogratz? So Novogratz, I think he said he bought Ethereum when it was below $1, and he bought a ton of them, and then it went up really high. He became very wealthy, and you could get EOS under $1, but now it's at like $6-7. But I think if you were to say, let's just look at EOS versus Ethereum, since you guys are talking about that. And I'm just going to look at the market cap. I mean, you can take into consideration the coin supply, but the market cap for Ethereum is 39 billion, right? Almost 40 billion. EOS is 4.5 billion. So which one has more room to move? I mean, the circulating supply for EOS is 769 million. Ethereum's 98 million. So a lot more coins in supply for EOS. And you have to bear in mind that EOS was built on Ethereum's blockchain anyway. So Chain Gang, he says he wants to send some shirts. Yeah, if you guys can get us some shirts, I'm big on the shirt. 90% spandex or 90% polyester, 10% spandex. It's like this shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's actually spandexy. I like these flex fit kind of things. Do you guys like flex fit or what do you like? Please don't tell me it's cotton. Please don't tell me you guys are big on cotton. Steve made a video about Unify. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Steve. A bull run is here in May. This month is going to recover. Well, that's why CoinDesk is talking about $7,800 Bitcoin. If it crosses that, then it's crossed that magic number. Is that tattoo or hair? Where are you asking? I have tattoos. Yeah, I was in the Navy. I haven't gotten a tattoo in over 10 years, but when I was in the Navy, I used to get tattoos, and it's part of the Navy culture. And I guess I ended up doing that. Hey, thanks, Pedro. Pedro says, Jeff, please keep true to yourself. I trust you. My family trusts you. Thank you. Okay, well, so one thing, you should never trust anybody, right? But I mean, my whole thing is to be a trustworthy person with integrity. But I'm saying if you put too much stock in any one person, then they could let you down. You know, it's like I mean, even husbands and wife let each other down. They're like, I thought I could trust you, you know, like don't I'm just a YouTube guy. We hang out, we talk. I do the best that I can to uphold integrity just like the best of you guys do. But I mean, if you put someone on a pedestal, that's like saying, can you live up to that? I mean, it's really hard to do. I'll do the best that I can to always be the best that I can. They trust you with their lives, Jeff. Oh man. Guys, I'll tell you, if you trust me, then listen to this. Cryptocurrency is a highly volatile marketplace, and do not overextend yourself, and make sure that you understand that when you're injecting money into the market, you're not sitting there thinking this is a get rich quick thing, and that you're gonna, taking the right approach. I know some of you guys want to hear, Jeff, that's fun, don't tell us that. No. Guys, do it for yourself. Okay, don't overcommit yourself, invest wisely, pay attention, don't buy at all-time highs, wait for dips. I mean, right now, obviously, we're in a dip. I've already talked about Centra on this. Centra, basically, those guys, they said that they had an agreement. From what I've understood, they said they had an agreement with MasterCard, Visa, et cetera, something like that, and they didn't. And you can't do that if you're trying to collect public funds. So they misled investors. Yeah, I mean, do your own research. I mean, that's a outstanding. Do you like that the market is volatile, Jeff? Yes, I do. Think about it like this, and I think you guys do too. Would you, if you guys liked just investing in markets, go to the stock market or go invest in gold. What you guys like is the roller coaster of the volatile market. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, can one of you guys tell me? Yeah, smash up the likes. Who said that? Shosh said, smash up the likes, guys. Would you ask Jeff to gamble your money at a casino? Come on, no, you wouldn't. That's like saying, yeah, I mean, that's like saying, hey, Jeff, you see that slot machine over there? Will you go put the money in there because I think you got the rabbit foot in your pocket here? I mean, I'm a human just like you. I put my pants on one leg at a time. One of the things that I think has made this community different than the others is we look out for each other. We really do. And we realize that it's like going into combat, right? You don't know what the heck you're going to get into. We used to call it, well, I don't know if I can cuss. I kind of want to, but getting into the it's, and when you're in the shit, that environment, you don't know what's going to be in there. It's the I want to say it, but I don't know if cussing is bad or what on this. Yeah, Josh said it. Go listen to Josh Hill. He said it. But yeah, we look out for each other. I think that's what set us apart. Is we do the best we can. We try to keep our finger on the pulse, pay attention to what's going on. But it's an unpredictable market. It's an irrational market. All markets are irrational. If you expect any market to be rational, I mean, the markets are so irrational. Even the government doesn't even know what they're doing. You think the president of the United States wants to see the economy crash under his or her watch? Well, under his watch in the United States, but probably not. They don't want to be the president who goes down in history saying, "Hey, I was the president at the time when the market collapsed." You know? So, I mean, that's how volatile markets are. That's how volatile the economy is. It's and especially when you're an infant market like we have here, only like less than 10 years old, you just it's highly volatile. It's high risk, high reward, and you just got to come to terms with that. So, do I think the crypto market will ever go beyond $1 trillion? I mean, if I just compare it to other markets, I would say that why would this market, if it does fully mature, why would it not reach the same market capitalization of other markets? That would be my answer to that. Fusion? I'll take a look at Fusion. What do I think of Salt? Salt's cool. I like ETHLens, Salt. I think they're interesting. I think that if you look at the teams behind that, they're credible teams, especially Salt. So yeah, I like Salt lending. It's different than a BitConnect style lending. Okay, so um, Wand Chain. What do you think? Okay, so Eddie Barrett wants to know what I think about Wand Chain. Okay, so Wand Chain. Good golly, you guys in this Wand Chain, man. Let's take a look here. $3.32 hit the market at 472. I would wait for Wand Chain to continue to pull back. I don't even know what the market capitalization is on that particular coin. Um, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not investing in Wand Chain because I don't to invest in Wand Chain right now would be an overcommitment. If I was to invest in anything right now, it would be Cardano. But when is Wand Chain in my range? Probably below $2, and uh, I need to know the market cap first. I need to know what their market cap is. Loyal coin, I'm not touching Loyal coin. I don't know what that is. If I don't know what a coin is, I'm not gonna. And with the name like Loyal coin, it's kind of weird. You guys are probably wondering why I keep touching my nose. I actually got some sort of nasal. I don't know if it was from the. No, it wasn't from that sugar that I drank in Thailand. I drank some sugar from the coconut sugar refinery, and I had a sore throat, and now it's like kind of when you get a sore throat, it kind of turns into a nasal thing. No, I don't do coke. That's for sure. I actually, I'm not trying to put you guys down if you do coke, even though it's illegal, but I don't like coke ever. It's not anything that I'd ever touch. Oh man, squeezed lemon. Yeah, I have been drinking some tequila. So I do drink some tequila because grandpa's old cough medicine. So I'll drink some tequila. Is Tether bad? Tether's Well, I think there's more money in Tether than what the market cap suggests. That's for dang sure. And because they have to keep the market cap at a certain price, I no, I don't put my money into Tether personally. But if I'm looking for a store of value, I'm probably going with oh man, right now a store of value, I guess Bitcoin only. But it would be nice if I did trust Tether, but I do not trust Tether. No. And look, I'm not against Tether. I'm not. I personally don't trust Tether. Do you trust Tether? Okay, Dylan says Tether is just fine. So people have used Tether for like a long time now without any issues. So of course it's fine, right? But there's something about Tether that just doesn't add up to me. and that's in particular the market cap, because the market cap and the circulating supply always have to remain the same in order to keep that pegged at the dollar rate, right? So something about that doesn't add up. So there's 2.287 circulating supply, and their market cap is 2.288. Go make sense of that on a day when their volume. Look, what's their volume today? 1.6. So how's their volume always so high, but their market cap always stays the same? See, something's kind of weird there. And that, like I said, I'm not trying to put out FUD against Tether. Not not that there's really anything to put out against something that's pegged to the dollar. Whoa, man. John just, what's SEK? Thanks, John. Um, what doesn't add up to you? They got audited and passed. Like I just told you, the market cap and the volume and the circulating supply, if something doesn't appear to add up there, like you said, they got audited and they passed. I'm just saying I don't use Tether. You guys can use Tether. I like the idea of Tether. And if you guys have had great experiences with Tether, continue to use them. I don't use Tether as my store of value. I use Bitcoin. There, that answers that. Svenski Kroner. What's a Kroner? It sounds like Swedish. I've been to Sweden, but I can't remember. Yeah, Swedish. Okay, yeah, I went to Sweden. In Sweden, I thought it was a part of the EU when I went over there, but they still use uh, their own currency, so I guess they're not part of the EU. This is part of the great thing about traveling around the world. All these things that you thought you knew about places, come to find out, not everything that you thought you knew is accurate. Talk about P3D. No, not talking about proof of weak hands. And look, I don't have any comments about Craig. I think his name's Craig Grant. Yeah, I don't have any comments about him, but I know he's big on that. So if you guys want to go watch Proof of Weak Hands or whatever, go check in with Craig Grant. How do you make decision to buy a coin? Where? Oh, well, okay. So if I like the tech, if I like the team, and if it's on a basement, if it's really low price, that's when I make a decision. But in this market, a market that was going like this, just slowly but surely going down. I was buying, when it first pulled back. I bought the dip, right? But then the dip happened again. I bought some more. But now that the dip has continued to go down, I'm kind of like, okay, I know this is a great buying opportunity, but I kind of overcommitted myself on the first dip. So now I'm having to kind of slow down on whether or not I'm going to step into anymore. But I would say if it goes below 5,000, that will be probably when I'll step back in. If not, I've already bought Bitcoin around 7,000. I don't need to keep buying Bitcoin around 7,000. Who's one of your favorite crypto YouTubers? Says Todd Bob. Oh, who's my favorite? I like Crypto Investor. So I do like Crypto Investor. Although he tends to be kind of negative sometimes. Who else do He's from brand new YouTube or new crypto investors make YouTube videos, and next thing you know, everyone's following them. So, what do you do for a living since you travel often? Okay, great question. Well, today I have here. I'll show you. So you see this? This is a GoPro Karma. Okay, this films in 4K, but I have it in 2K resolution. So when I go to these destinations, I film. So I'm a I make travel films. On top of the other stuff that I do, I also do research and development in these places. Like right now, I'm taking notes on how certain cities perform and function compared to other ones. Oh, so this is not a good connection. Okay, live stopped. All right, so looks like the streaming is no longer good. Thanks to everyone who smashed the like button. Oh, it's going back up. Is it up? Let's see. We're at 280 likes, 287 likes, 492 visitors or viewers. Okay, so it's working. It's up. I'm gonna keep answering questions then. Oh yeah, it's back up to 521, 316 likes. So a bunch of you guys just smashed up the likes. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, it's up again. All right. Comments about nodes. Did you guys see the part where I answered the question about what I do for a living? I make travel films. I have also a drone. I fly my drones. I make travel films. I'm trending. What's trending? Thoughts on Proppy? Proppy, I checked out Proppy. I like the concept. I'm big on that, but they only have select few markets. I mean, and it's not by any fault of their own. It's going to take time, but if they keep adding markets, I mean, right now I think you can only you can search Proppy with like San Diego or San Francisco, like Dubai, and like a couple other big markets, but that's it. But they need to add like Austin, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona. If I was them, I'd focus on the United States, get that whole United States market going, and then advance beyond that. But if they can scale globally that fast, then good on them. But if Proppy can scale that, then that's a heck of a great investment. Yeah, I've been to Australia. I have been to Australia. When I went to Sweden, okay, so what did I do when I went to Sweden? I went to museums. I went to the Money Museum. They have a museum in Stockholm where they talk about the history of currency. So crazy that you'd ask me that, and I finally remembered. Yeah, I studied the history of, and I forgot that it's called the krona, but I don't remember. I don't think it registered in my mind what it was called as much as understanding the history of how the kings of Sweden, they go from what, pagans to Christians, and then they go from, so there was this evolution in like going from Viking warrior mentality to like a more civilized Sweden, right? So it was just interesting. Um, Electronium. Yeah. Okay. So where did I go in Australia? You guys ask where I went in Australia. Okay, I went to Perth. That was the first time I landed in Perth. It was thunder and lightning in Perth, and I, yeah, I mean, from Vikings to libtards. Okay, I no comment on that. Sold my blue during the Super Bowl. Okay, so blue, yeah, blue, blue's down a lot right now. I mean, let's check out the price of blue anyway. Blue, 11 cents. I need to step into blue probably. It's a heck of a price for blue. Wow, 11 cents. Oh my gosh. If blue goes below $10, I might take out a few more, another position. I bought blue around like, I don't know, I think 20 cents. So I'm down on my blue position. I'm not mad at blue. I'm just saying the market's down, and I mean with a 4.2 uh, $1 million market cap. Okay, I just like I don't really invest in blue as an investment opportunity. I think I have like 1,000 blue. I look at it more like, hey, someone's got to keep these projects on their toes and let them know that someone's out there policing them. That's why I invest in blue as a matter of support, not like, hey, you know. So it's kind of like why I invest in InvestFeed. Like I invest in InvestFeed because, well, I like decentralized social media. Okay. Okay. So John wants to know my thoughts on XVG. Okay, so XVG, that's Verge. I think it's a privacy coin with a lot of coins in circulation that keeps the price low. I think that the thing to keep in mind about Verge is it's got the name. So when the next wave of people come in, if it's still a popular coin, assuming that people are not so turned off by it, and being a privacy coin. So privacy coin, the privacy aspect of it is something to keep an eye on how the governments regulate that and consider that for money laundering. That's kind of the risk. Privacy coins are a high risk, high reward investment right now. So Verge being a privacy coin, you have to keep that in consideration. Um, I mean, Verge, let's take a look at the price of Verge. 6 cents. It hasn't taken a complete pounding. I mean, it started its run in December. So whereas the market's at a November level, Verge is above its December levels. So, I mean, that's about all I'm going to say about Verge. What are your thoughts on Zen? Not going to talk about Zen coin. Ripple. Well, Ripple, yeah. I mean, Ripple's I was not touching Ripple at $3. I was not touching Ripple at $2. I started to consider getting back into Ripple when it went into the dollar range, but it moved so fast through the dollar range, and then when it went below a dollar, I started to really consider Ripple. And right now, I mean, if we take a look at XRP, all of the XRP that I bought or hold, I bought when it was at 20 to 25 cents. So sitting at 54 cents, it's definitely a lot more reasonable. And Ripple, man, when Ripple runs hard. Ripple might not be running right now. It's kind of like a Lambo in the shop, kind of getting tuned up. But man, when it ran hard. Now, like we said, the market's not going to necessarily duplicate itself, but Ripple is a solid project. It's kind of like there are some things to be concerned about. I sold almost everything for ETN. Really? Okay. XLM video. Hmm. I promise that? Yeah, I think I did. I think I've already made a couple XLM videos, but I'll look again. Vibe and Snovio. I'd say take a look at Snovio before I took a look at Vibe. It's cool. I like Vibe, but there was a big hoopla around that. Um, so someone else asked me about the stock market. What are your opinions on the stock market? This came in from Mark Henderson. It's going to tank. If it does, will crypto benefit from it? Well, this goes back to the whole thing about who's the president of the United States, the ego guy, right? The guy who's like head is about this big and everything's marvelous and everything's going to be good and all that. So, if the market collapsed under his watch, I mean, I don't know what the heck that would happen to his ego, but if it did collapse under his watch, and I, I think it would be hard pressed. I think it's overvalued for sure. I mean, the price of Amazon is so high, but then again, Google's been sky high for so long too. So maybe look at what Amazon does. I mean, they're doing Amazon Fresh, I mean, there's Blue Origin. They're trying to drop off with drones. I fly drones personally. That's another thing that I do for a job is I fly drones. And I'm still waiting for drones and the blockchain to mix. That's if any of you guys like drones too, I mean, drones and the blockchain, like where's the opportunity there? Put it together and let's see what you got. Okay, so the question is, if the stock market collapses, will cryptocurrency be affected? And I do not have an answer for that. That's like saying, hey, Jeff, check out your crystal ball real quick and shake it up real quick and see what you see. I don't have that. Um, I would say that why I would say that precious metals probably would stand to gain, but you're operating under the doctrine that or under the thought process that Bitcoin has replaced precious metals or cryptocurrency has replaced crypto or precious metals, gold, silver, and that's why it would go up, is what you're saying. Um, why don't you launch Drone Coin? Well, because I'm only one person and I can't do everything. Drone Coin. Do they really have Drone Coin? And before I just jump into a coin because there is a coin called Drone Coin, if there is, okay, there's not. But I don't just jump into something because someone said that they created a coin. Like I need to research the team and make sure they're serious and not just taking advantage of an opportunity that exists for a short window. Yes, I still hold SafeX. APPC, why undervalued? Well, as far as APPC goes, it's there's it's undervalued. It's doesn't have anything to really offer that it needs its time to shine. And right now, while the market's taking a beating, these new coins and these coins that don't really have any reason to shine, or these tokens in app coins case, they're under the radar. No one really cares about them. So if you're stuck in those altcoin positions, like I am myself, I'm just like, who man, like I'm still in Upfiring, I'm still in Blue, I'm still in app coins. I think I even have some iOS token, and those coins have just taken a beating. But thankfully for me, when I was investing, I was only putting in like $100 to $200 there because, I wasn't trying to. I was still storing most of my portfolio in the top tier coins. The top tier is where you want to have most of your investment. Outside of the top tier, maybe you have your lottery tickets. Maybe you have like 1 or 2 lottery tickets, your B3 coins if you want to do that. But hey, if you're going to do that, realize you might as well just, when you buy a lotto ticket, what are you doing? You're just like, well, probably not going to see that money again. Here's my $2, So if you're buying lottery tickets, that's money that you're not ever going to get back. And I'm not saying that you're going to do that, and I don't really even do that, but when you need to have your core positions in the top tier if you're going to do anything. So top tier is like your top 10 coins, your Bitcoin, your Cardano, your Ripple, your Ethereum. That's where the majority of your portfolio probably could benefit the most. Outside of that, when you get into these altcoins, those are kind of like hey, I like the project's vision, but you're not betting the farm there, right? And definitely in crypto, like we're saying, don't overcommit yourself. I mean, if you're overcommitted, that's because you are super bullish. I mean, I think everyone in the cryptocurrency community, really, by and large, has told you to diversify your portfolio. I mean, you could buy real estate. The real estate market's a whole market. What happens when the real estate market collapses? What about all those people who bought houses in 2005, 2006, and then the market fell out from underneath it? What about all those people so there's all these different markets. You're talking about cryptocurrency as a market here. And if you just look at how the other markets tend to behave, you got to give them time to develop. Please tell something about Cardano. I mean, we've already talked about Cardano. Cardano is an incredible project. Charles Hoskinson, you should follow Charles Hoskinson if you want to know about Cardano. He's a mathematician and he's he's a great networker. He's not the most creative guy, but he sure is smart, I wouldn't call Charles the greatest innovator, but I would call him a super great genius. And he's an analytical mathematician, that's for sure. Dennis Mark Kakis, this is his comment, and I'm just going to tell you, the whole crypto market is a gamble. That's why it's so fun. So if you guys really liked secure investments, safe investments, you'd probably go over into another asset class like precious metals and watch gold. The price of gold, I have the gold ticker. Gold has gone from 1280 to 1330 in the last like 5 months. Okay, that's all it's done. It's gone up $50 per gold coin, but it's gone up. But none of you guys are investing in gold or silver, and nobody really wants to talk about gold and silver right now, but they just love cryptocurrency because it moves so fast one way or another. Will you still be as excited about cryptocurrency when it stops moving? I mean, what about stocks? Well, people are just saying that stocks are overcommitted, right? Smash up the likes, guys. That's what they just said. So, yeah, pump them likes up. We're at 387. Where do we go? We got 658, 388. So we went up 1 like. All right, we went up 1 like. Thanks to that one person. Oh, we went up to 401. Never mind. Got to give YouTube some time to get the likes. That's right. Igor Sick, do your own research. Jeff doesn't have all the answers. No, I do not have all the answers. Not even close, okay? I'm in the trenches with you guys. That's if you want a guy who will get in the trenches and is not scared to take risk and put his put his money where his mouth is, I'm that guy. But if you think that I'm the guy with the crystal ball, no, well, I don't think any of you guys ever thought that, but 451 likes. You guys went from 388 to 451. Thanks. Okay, you guys are awesome. That's bad ass. Okay. But yeah, that's the truth. I mean, no, I don't have all the answers. That's why I don't like being held on a pedestal. I don't I don't want to have that swinging pendulum, but I will be in the trenches with you. I will be in the I will be in it for that's who I am. Okay. I'm the guy who rub shoulders with you in the trenches and get dirty. That's us. That's what this community is all about. It's not about trying to fake the funk and pretend, hey, I've gotten, man, there was a time where in November and December where I was on cloud nine. I mean, the whole market was going up. Every altcoin that I talked about in October was up like huge. And then now from January to March, I'm like, hey Jeff, every coin that you talked about in January is down. So it's kind of frustrating, but if anything, hey, you win some, you lose some. Yeah, that's right. So all these That's right. So if you're ever watching a crypto YouTuber or following anyone on cryptocurrency, just realize they don't have all the answers. And if they say they do, that's usually an indication to step back. I'd rather under promise and over deliver. Okay. And so far in 2018, I am not feeling very happy about what's happened to my portfolio. But one thing I will say is I'm right there in the trenches with you guys, and we're all trying to problem solve this and figure out where to go next and what's going on. And hold on for your dear life, buckle up, put your seatbelt on, take a swig of some tequila, and enjoy the ride. I mean, that's kind of the way and figure out other things to do while you also track the market. Like I track the market every day, but I don't just track the market 24/7 or 25/8. Like I don't go put in overtime tracking the market. That's right. We're all in the same boat. I mean, it's true. I think we've all done awesome in the trenches last 2 months. We all deserve a pat on the bank. That thanks, Jeff, for being one of the guys that helped me through the crypto daily Superman Peace, brother. Thanks, Mikey Scott. Yep. Um, yeah, Colorado Crypto Now, he says we got to take responsibility for our own selves and do our own research. Yeah, I think it's great that you guys, man, I'll tell you what, you guys, I'll be honest with you, the guy, uh, I could, in this whole world right now, if I was to say who are my bros, like who are the people that are really with me, it's you guys. Like, I mean, my family, none of them really even invest in cryptocurrency. I mean, a lot of my close friends, I have a couple that are in it with me, but they've got now that things have kind of slowed down, they've gone down. So the altcoin army, like you guys are like my bros. Like we know what each other are going through. And so, I mean, being able having that relation, like that relatability where we can relate to each other and we understand like the pain and and also the ups and downs. That to me is kind of like, I'm not trying to be sentimental, but it's valuable. It keeps it lets me know like I'm not the only one out there that is in that situation. And obviously it's probably good for you guys to know that you're not the only one in the situation that you're in, especially when dependent upon when you bought and if you held. How much do I bench, dude? Not Probably not a lot anymore. Under 200, I'll tell you that. What I The thing that I was good at when it came to weightlifting, back when I used to be really big into it, was arms. I used to be able to do pretty good arms. Now maybe I can do like, it doesn't really matter. I don't If I was to put a number out there, it'd probably sound like I was trying to uh boast. Or what do you guys say? Peacocking. Someone said, "Oh, Jeff, you're peacocking with that shirt." I forgot what shirt I was wearing, but that was the funniest. I like had to go to the Urban Dictionary and type in what peacocking was. So I learned something there when they said that I was peacocking. Yeah, we're gonna work on shirts. The girls, are you guys subscribed to the Altcoin Buzz Ladies channel? One thing I will say about those girls is, man, they are dedicated. Seriously, and they're working their butts off to get you guys tuned in here. I'm telling you, and they're growing too. They're not just like, they're in it with us. These girls, you got Corey, you got Sarah, you got Candace, you got Brooke, you got Renee. Who else is there? Haley. These girls, truth. I work behind the scenes. I don't really do too much of the management stuff. That's not where I want to be, but I do like to give shout outs to people who are doing a good job. If they're self-starters, that whole channel, Altcoin Buzz Ladies, self-starters, and they're growing and they're getting better and better. And I think that's important to note. So yeah. Yeah, they are smart. Yeah. I mean, they're impressive. I wouldn't, me, if I don't like something, I won't talk about it. But if I believe in something, I will. Thank you, Sean Sisson. What time is it where you guys are at? Yeah, Kennedy A says their channel's pretty good. Um, I don't know about the crypto laws in Hawaii. What coin would be the queen like? The queen. You mean the queen of who? What queen are you talking about? 915 in Colorado. Switzerland, Las Vegas. Yeah, shout out where you guys are from. Smash up the likes. UK. All right, so Singapore. There we go. We got a Singapore bro in the house. Vietnam, Dublin, UK, Montreal, Australia, New York, Wisconsin, Duluth, Amsterdam, Birmingham, France, KC, NOLA, New Orleans, France, Chicago. Whoa, 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 South Australia. Cool. All right, all right, all right, all right. That just overheated it. I believe you guys. All right, Slovenia. So there's a lot of people watching from all over the place. Texas, Belfast, the moon, the moon, the moon. Let us know when. Let us know what coins are there. And you're also a time traveler, I'd imagine, right? Mongolia. We got people from Mongolia, Mexico, India. Yeah. Outcast Army says you did this yourself, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah. Mount Gox. Mount Gox. Holland, Poland, Chile, Estonia. I've been to Estonia, by the way. I have been to Estonia. I went into that airport and there was some cardboard box looking guy. He was like life size and he was telling me, come back to Estonia and work. Please come back to Estonia and work. And I was like, I was in there for 2 hours and I drank like two Heinekens. Yeah, Heineken. Because Heineken in Europe tastes a lot better than it does in the United States, for anyone who doesn't know. So if you go to Europe, drink Heineken. It's the best beer. Like Spain has some really good beer too. Have you guys ever been to Spain? Yeah. So anyway, I was drinking two beers and I kept listening to this guy. I'm like, okay, I'll come back to Estonia. I think the city is called Tallinn. It's like this rustic old city, but it's super safe and it's like a tech hub though. Tallinn. Don't work in Estonia. Yeah, it's too cold. It's very cold there. I went to the menu. Guess what they had on the menu? Or I went to a restaurant. They had bear. They were trying to get me to eat bear, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to eat bear. I'm not going to eat some bear. So I'm watching this in 2050. Everyone is using crypto to trade. Okay. Usually they would say, yeah, what he said, do the opposite. So you should. No, I'm just kidding. Somalia. I've never been to the continent of Africa. If I go to Africa, I'm probably going to have to invite a bunch of you guys to come with me, and we're going to go on a safari, and we're going to go to Tanzania, and we're all going to be filmmakers, and we're going to take our film stuff and explore Africa. We'll stop by Somalia and see some people in the Altcoin army. Somalia, damn. South Africa. Come to Kenya. I would love to go to Kenya. That was the country that when I talked to some people from Africa, I said, where in Africa should I go? They said, don't go to South Africa. They said, go to Kenya. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to answer this question, but I'm going to get going here pretty soon. Thanks to everyone who's liked these videos. It's at 515 likes. You guys are awesome. Djibouti. I know how to pronounce Djibouti. Yeah, I know Djibouti. That's how you pronounce it because the military goes there. But if you were to make millions in crypto, Jeff, what would you invest in outside of crypto? Okay. So, being someone who's come across some money from my previous businesses, and money is cool and it's fun, and being luxurious is fun, or having the luxury of life is fun. Having cool cars is another thing. I guess that's cool, but it's boring. What's interesting to me is purpose. And so I'm hungry for purpose. And because I'm frustrated with the way that our communities function right now, I think we can do a lot better in the sense that our cities are just a clustered, you know what? I mean, we're still living in an industrial era. and we need to modernize to the digital age. Pretty much everything. I like cities like Singapore, Vancouver, British Columbia. San Francisco is getting a little bit more, or is an advanced American city, but I like the idea of smart cities. So I would like to not necessarily run for political office, but I'd like to accumulate the resource of funding to become a developer in smart city technology. So that's my inspiration, is to, if some, the way I look at it, someone's got to do it, right? And why not us? So I say me at least, but um, we have to reimagine the way that we're living in our cities, because they're too, just like, even the downtown areas are boring. They're not exciting. I mean, people are like homeless. There's too much poverty in the United States. I mean, how can you be the best country if you have some of the highest poverty levels? And so I think a lot of that has to be rethought. I mean, we have malls closing because Amazon's putting malls out of business. What are you going to do with these big malls? I mean, why can't we get creative and reimagine how we take these malls and turn them into some, why not communities? Well, not necessarily, you could turn them into low income communities. I mean, but we have to have this conversation, and we got to get greed we got to get the element of greed out of the way. And especially if the, if the whoever takes over the real estate, the malls and these dilapidated infrastructures, we have to rethink this, and we have to do a lot better. All right, everyone's going to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep too, and I hope everyone's having a great night, or morning, wherever you're at. I was telling my wife the same thing about the malls. Arturo Carter said, "Yes, I agree with you, Arturo. That's absolutely correct." Um, because I know what you're saying. You're saying that this whole malls going out of business is a big deal. Um, for gov. I'm not interested in being in the government, because I don't like the mud flinging that takes place there. That's why I don't fling mud on other YouTubers, because I don't want to get a part of that. It's a distraction. Like the whole division thing that everyone goes through, where they're like, oh, like, this guy's a scammer, this guy sucks, this and that. I'm like, man, let's get back on topic and talk about something that can move forward. Let's keep moving forward instead of like trying to argue with each other. I mean, we'll argue if we got to, but forget the arguing. Let's discuss. I like to discuss. I don't like to argue. So as far as politics goes, there's way too much bickering, way too much riffraff, I call it. And I don't like how they're all like, CNN is always attacking public officials. And it's like, what kind of junk is that? What kind of junk is that? Like, that's such a distraction. Like, how can you do your job if you've got, I mean, they do it to both presidents. They did it to the last president, they do it to the current president. And it's just ridiculous. It's like a distraction. I'd rather the president focus on improving the country, because we desperately need that. And all countries, not just the United States, okay? Good morning from Denver. But yeah, I mean, politics, someone's got to do a better job with politics, but I don't like the fact that there's all that division in the political ranks. It's silly. They are making a mockery of the country. Yes, they are, Ryan. Yeah, they are. That is it's disgusting. Both sides, left and right. It's just trash. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Big hug, big shout out. Yep. You're all, like I said, you're all my people, man. I'm right there in the trenches with you. And I appreciate all that you guys do, and all of your guys is just hanging in there. And, just the fact that I'm not alone with this makes me feel happier that, not, okay, look, I'm not happy anyone lost money. Of course not. Or I'm not happy anyone's portfolios are down, but I'm happy to know that, like, I'm not the only one who sees the big picture for cryptocurrency long term. So when I plug in here, like I said, my family doesn't really invest, and a lot of my friends, they're kind of like, oh, well, I have some friends that invest in cryptocurrency, and Steve, he's a good buddy of mine. I talk to Steve a lot. I talk to Matt a lot. I talk to Shosh a lot. But you'll notice, because they're in cryptocurrency, I talk to them the most because of that. So I talk to a lot of people in cryptocurrency the most, and you guys, being in the altcoin army and tuning into the channel, that's why I can relate to you guys, and that's really what it comes down to. Matt is awesome. Matt is a solid guy, and he cares. He's not interested in anything other than just, because Matt was the guy that back in 2015, I went out for coffee with him, and I said I bought one Bitcoin, and he said, you should have bought more. That was back when Bitcoin was $400. And I said, I'll just buy one, we'll see where it goes. And sure enough, Bitcoin went up over 500, and then it went up over 1,000. He said, you should buy more. I said, no, man. I said, I'm going to wait for it to go back down to 400. It never went back down to 400. That was back in 2015. But Matt was the guy who was telling me, and we were getting into mining, you know, but um, if you just look at the whole market cycles, it's this kind of stuff happens, and it's only like Eric Voorhees was saying. Like I said, check him out on Twitter. ErikVorhees. He said, if you invested in December and are crying and whining every single day, I'm not saying you guys are, but he's talking to people in the space that are crying and whining about how the market's down in April. He said he said, please get these guys out of here. They're complaining, and and he's a guy who's been in Bitcoin since like 2012, 2013, so maybe even sooner than that or later than that. So I mean, he's someone to follow. I've only been in since 2015, but if you want some old crew guys, I mean, 10 years isn't a long time really in the hindsight, but if you want some old OGs, right? Some original Bitcoin Gs, you know, not these guys who stepped into the space in like a year and they're like all of a sudden like, if they heard about Bitcoin this year and and you're taking advice from them or learning about Bitcoin from them, I think that's cool that they're getting into it, but maybe follow someone like Eric Voorhees, who's been in the market for a long time and talking some sense. So we'll see you guys later.